So I've been going back and forth on whether or not I should make this video.
Yeah.
Simply because, and I'm going to put a full disclaimer here, that I don't know exactly what it is I did step by step in order to rank this video on my channel, which has now generated over 1,000 views with only about 50 subscribers. Now this actually sucks for both me and you, because I can't replicate the process and I can't show you or teach you the method to do this for yourselves on your own small YouTube channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this video up into 3 categories. I'm going to share what I believe that I did for certain that attributed to this video's success. Secondly, I'm going to go through someone else's strategy or framework to pinpoint what it is I certainly did not do. And then I'm going to talk about why free content on YouTube about YouTube growth and strategies can be problematic. Okay, so things that I knew for a fact that I did that made this video rank is the title, the thumbnail, the description, and I believe also the tags. So I did what most YouTube advice type videos tell you to do with your title, and I made it searchable, so it was in the format of a question, a how-to type video. So it stated how to upload videos on YouTube from your iPad or iPhone. Very simple, no compounding, no clickbaity element added to it. It was just straight and simple, a tutorial. The thumbnail was a picture of myself, not with the background cropped out, because at that time I didn't know how to do all those fancy things, and I had 3 to 5 words of text on the thumbnail, clear, big and bold. It was white text with a black block background, a simple, bold, easy to read font, and I use a picture of YouTube with the icon and the word next to it, and the background was bright red to coincide with YouTube, because that's the brand colors, right? So that's what I did, and I even wore like a red top so that it would match. I don't know if that's important, but I did that. And what I did was I put in the thumbnail 3 ways to upload. So that was my text that I put, so that it was giving you some extra information about what the video would have that I didn't include in the title. So it really was a title and thumbnail combination working together. Right now, I say all that because the click-through rate on this video is a little over 10%. It fluctuates between 10 to 13%, which is the highest on my channel ever. Right now, in terms of the description, I remember writing the description in a format where it was like I was just explaining, not totally and completely because I wanted people to watch the video, but I gave like 3 short summaries on the 3 ways that you could upload to YouTube from your iPad or iPhone, and I wrote it in a way like I was writing for a person to read, not for the program or the algorithm. So it wasn't like heavily keyword rich because it wasn't intentionally that way, but I wrote in some things that I think would have been valuable without giving away all the value to the person coming to my video. Now the tags, what I did, I believe vidIQ said this, their channel, and what I did was riff off of the title and certain topics I would have touched on during the video. I kind of just put those phrases together within the tags, and some of those tags I would say that is a phrase that I am being found under in my Google Analytics for this video. So those are the things that I know for certain that I focused on and that I did, and anything else would have been happenstance or something that I probably did that was unintentionally tactical, but I didn't know at the point in time. So to reveal some of those unintentional, tactical, strategic behaviors that I probably did do, I am now going to go through Think Media's 7-step framework, or their strategy of constructing a intentionally profitable and potentially high-ranking video. And I'm now going to see what it is I probably did do or did not do in a more structured format, so that you could get a better, clear outline of how to potentially rank your own videos on a small YouTube channel. According to them, their first step is to reverse engineer, and that is to, before you even record this video, you look into whether this topic is profitable and what is the outcome that you want to receive from this video, in terms of, do you want this video just to be generating impact, or do you want this video to generate income? So this would mean like whether you are intentionally having a video dedicated to lead people to an affiliate link, or maybe to your own products that you sell, or if you're just doing a video to increase your community and subscriber base, something like that, right? If I was not thinking about that, I definitely did not reverse engineer my video. So let's go on to the next step. Right, so the next step is research. Now this is a bit tricky, because I didn't do research in the sense that I know that they're referring to. So what they're referring to is you go and you do keyword research. You probably use one of those Chrome extension tools like TubeBuddy or vidIQ. You look up the keyword phrase that you're trying to make a video on. You check the search volume. You check the competition. You check the popularity of it, if it's trending, like all those things. Even check to see how much subscribers they have versus how much views they have, if it's something that is going to be evergreen, so something that will always be continuously searched throughout time, or if it's something that is just relevant now. Like, yeah, that's the type of research that they're talking about. That I did not do that. Had I done that, right, I would have seen where and why my video stands out, and I'll get into that. But let me talk about the research that I did do. So I made this video because I was having problems to upload from my iPad after like my 6th or 7th video, and I usually uploaded through my web browser. That was not working anymore. I was getting this fail to upload error, and I YouTube searched the solution and I couldn't find it. So I had to find alternative ways to upload my video, and the first alternative way I found was iMovie. And then you run into another problem with you can't upload videos longer than 15 minutes through iMovie. So then I had to find a third way. Hence I was like, okay, I can't be the only person experiencing these problems. So I made a whole video on it with 3 ways that you could possibly upload to YouTube and optimize your video. And that was my research. My research for this video was basically trying to find a solution, couldn't find it, and had to find a workaround. And I decided to share that with other people who may be experiencing the same problem. So it was a roundabout way of researching, but I still technically did some amount of research. Now, if you search the keyword phrase that I'm ranking for, which is how to upload videos on YouTube from an iPad, I am third in YouTube search. If you type in from an iPhone, I think I'm like number 9 or I'm lower down. And I think that's simply because more people would have an iPhone than an iPad. So therefore the search volume is more for an iPhone, and more people would have created videos targeting iPhone simply because it's probably the search term more people would be searching for. Now, what I did realize is that a lot of these videos are just screen recordings. Some of them don't even have like really nice, bright, eye-catching thumbnails. It would just be like one of the auto-generated thumbnails that YouTube would have given them. And most of these videos are really short. So I was basically showing up in a different light because my video was longer, but it was understandably longer because I'm putting 3 ways in which to upload. So even though most of the videos are like 5 minutes and mine is 15, you could be like, oh well, she have 3 ways to upload, that's why it's 15 minutes long. So that's not really impeding people from clicking. I'm the only few ones that has my face in the thumbnail, even though in the video I don't have my face because I didn't really know how to do that type of editing as yet, again, because I was like new to YouTube and stuff. And it's still a lot because you're very restricted within iMovie. I have to like record 2 things twice, export it twice, then overlay it. It's a lot, but we get in there. And those are the things that I believe really have to make this video successful in terms of that. So researching is probably a very important thing you should do, but I kind of still fell into it because I knew that this information would have been helpful to people. So once you know you have helpful information to at least a big group of people, then make the video, you know. The next thing in this framework is to record. I screen recorded my video, and then I believe I would have written down my script and then did a voiceover. Because I didn't have a mic at the time, so I had to improvise and do things in parts and then put them together. And that way, when I voice recorded, I could put my mouth as close to the microphone of the iPad as possible to get a better audio quality. So the next phase is to release, and I believe that has to do with your optimization, which I think I did a good enough job on that. Recently, I put in just the other day timestamps into this older video because I realized that even though my click-through rate is very high, my watch time is low. It's only 10%. And I believe that's because when I watched it over, I realized that I didn't get into the first way to upload until like almost 3 minutes in. So even though I was talking about relevant things before that, to get a better viewer experience, and if they really just want to know how to upload from the web browser, because I see the little spikes in my retention where people would have, you know, tried to find it and then go back to look at it again. I say, okay, well, let me just make it easier for them to find it and put in the timestamps, right? And I don't think it's a coincidence, but the same day or the day after I put in timestamps on that video, I got a comment and I got a subscriber. So if you have lengthy tutorials, consider putting in timestamps for them. So the next step, according to Think Media, is to rocket your videos. I have a few friends on WhatsApp that I send my videos to give it a few views if they even watch it, and that is not what really helped boost this video. This video is carried heavily by YouTube search. It's like 99%, probably a little bit less now, probably 95% YouTube search. That's the only reason it's getting 50 views a day, which is a lot. I really appreciate it, but again, I don't know how to replicate it. So the next thing is review. I already touched on that. I looked at my CTR, I looked at my retention. So and I already mentioned what I did to try to improve the retention, and I know where most of the views are coming from, so it's definitely ranking in search, and I could see that when I open it up and I search my own video in incognito. It's not really ranking in Google, even though in my analytics it says about 50% is coming from Google search. If I type in that on Google, I don't see it appearing. So, and the last framework step is to repeat, which I can't do because I'm not completely sure of everything that I did do, so it's kind of hard to replicate. However, I hope that the things that I did do and the things that I didn't do based on Think Media's 7-step framework, that this can somehow help you achieve some sort of ranking of your own videos. Obviously, the best videos to rank would be the tutorial type videos, and I would assume things that are a little less popular but not so unpopular that is almost dead traffic. And just think about something that you know you may have overcome and you would like to share with your subscribers and potential subscribers. If you made it here, comment. So on to why I think that free content on YouTube is potentially problematic. I was sitting down, laying in my bed, thinking about this video, thinking about what I will say, and thinking about why it is I can't figure out what it is I did, even though I'm a highly analytical person and I have a good memory. What happened? And I started to think back to when I was in school and how I would learn when I'm in school. And when you're in school, you have a teacher and you have the textbook, and then you may have like a third source of information if you can't get clarity from either the teacher or the textbook, right? And the internet was usually my third source of information, but the curriculum is from the teacher. So how does this translate now when you're navigating how to become successful on YouTube? What I think is that in order to replace the teacher, you either have to hire a mentor or a coach, right? You either need to get some sort of guide or course to replace the textbook, and then you use the internet to fill in the blanks, because you would have something to follow, and anything that you have questions on, if you can't get the answer from the course or the roadmap, or you can't get it from your coach or your mentor, then you could just Google it to fill in the blanks, but you have something to follow. But in terms of you being self-taught, you are becoming the teacher and you are the student, but you don't have a textbook, you don't have a course, you don't have a curriculum to follow. So what happens is you're consuming content from a lot of different sources when you should really just narrow it down to maybe 3 or maybe even 1, because when you look at another YouTuber, say you're following Catherine Manning, or you're following Sunny Lenarduzzi, or Ethan King, or Erin Wen, or It's Naya, Annie Double, Think Media, there are a bunch of different YouTubers you can follow that's teaching you about YouTube and growing your YouTube platform, right? But everyone would have their own strategy, their own methodology. Everyone would have their own curriculum, so to speak. So if you choose a YouTuber, which would be your teacher or your mentor, and you're following their curriculum, right, or course or roadmap, whatever you want to call it, and then anything that you have questions about, if they can't answer it, then you step outside and try to get that information of those 1 or 2 things to fill in the blank. Then you could say, okay, I'm using Sunny Lenarduzzi's methodology, the Sunny system, I think that's what she calls it, and I'm using that, I'm working that, and I'm either seeing results or I'm not. But when you take bits and pieces of everyone's strategy, first to begin with, you don't even know what strategy you're building, so you don't know what you're doing if you're taking from here, there, and everywhere, and you can't tell what's working for sure or what's not, because it's just like this whole big mashup of different pieces of somebody else's puzzle that you're trying to make a new puzzle out of, that you don't even know what the picture or the outcome is going to be. So that's where free content becomes problematic, because together with that, most people are either really just giving you free information, or it's going to lead for you to work with them monetarily speaking. So they either have a book that they're selling, they either have a guide, they either have a course, or they have some sort of coaching that eventually they know you will need, because they're not giving you it step by step by step by step by step. And that's the problem. So my best advice to you, if it is you are strapped for cash, or you just fully believe that you could grow a successful online business or a platform that you will eventually want to monetize for free with just free content, and with you just stumbling and figuring it out, I would suggest that you follow one person, for the most maybe two, but follow that one YouTuber. Treat that one YouTuber like that's your teacher. Their videos on their channel is the course or the curriculum, and anything that you have questions on, you can Google it, but follow their method and probably test that for like about 6 months on your channel. And if it's not working, move on to another teacher. That is the best advice I could give you if you're really looking for maximum growth or success without spending any money. I also have a lot of reviews in this playlist on free information, so you could follow Sean Cannell. They have a lot, and Sunny Lenarduzzi has a lot, and Catherine Manning has a lot. If you're somebody who doesn't want to listen to people who are way more beyond your means, you could listen to the two E's, which is Ethan King and Eric Wen. They are smaller YouTubers, and they could definitely be more relatable to you. They are only within the 2,000 to 5,000 range of subscribers, not like hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers, and they definitely could give you some good information. And so I hope that this video was valuable. I hope it wasn't too long, and I hope that you are able to rank a video no matter how small your channel is. It is doable with YouTube search. Otherwise, you may have to try and jump on a trend to get the ball rolling. So thank you for sticking with me, and I'll see you in the next video.